quick tech and 10 is going to show the web tool Nearpod that is available. Again, it's just another tool with similar means to the same end of providing interactive content for students to engage with, whether in person or remote. Nearpod is a great site to create on, and I shared it once before, but it's worth revisiting, especially given what's going on now. There are free teacher accounts that give you a certain number of activities you can create or find in Nearpod, and the nice thing about that is you're limited by your space, so if you get close to the max, just delete activities you made and keep creating to avoid a cost for this. Before we look at creating in this, just so you know, there is an entire Nearpod library where often you can find activities that are ready to go. And all of these are interactive slides. The slides include pictures, text, videos, activities to do, and things like that. And then they can be shared, either played for the student, they can be shared live, so the student would log in and see the activity as you navigate through it, so they're kind of locked in, or you can do a student paced type share for the student. If this is something you're interested in, obviously we could get more in depth, but this again is just a tech and 10 to give you an idea about it and go from there. If you create a free account on nearpod.com, go up to new with the plus button up here, and that is where you can start a new lesson in Nearpod. Now, we cannot use the lesson in Google Slides feature because it asks for your access to your Google Drive, which is a violation of our privacy policies. So you do have to stay within Nearpod. So click Lesson in Nearpod, and you'll be brought to a page that looks like this. The nice thing about this is all you do then is simply add a slide. If I clicked that, it would ask me to add content, so I could add any of these things content-wise, or any of these type activities. So you see it could be a text or a video or a slide of an audio, followed by a question, followed by more text, followed by a question. You're kind of building it like that. It's really no different than a Google slide at its basic level, but now with some interactive content built into it, so you can stay in one ecosystem with Nearpod. When you create a lesson, you also have the ability to upload a file, which then turns those into individual slides, and that's what we're going to do today, because I want to show you how this could be used with the unique learning system. Again, when you sign in for a free account, go to New, Lesson in Nearpod, and you'll be brought to this page. I have already downloaded some PDFs of unique learning, so I'm going to upload those just to show you what it looks like. I'm going to click Upload File from my computer. Again, you can't upload from Drive because it asks you for access to your drive. What you could do is download a file from Drive as a PDF, like a Google slide, and then upload that into here to avoid giving access to your Google Drive. Let me see if I can find. I got my lesson. I'm going to open that up. I want to add as individual slides, so this is now putting in the unique learning book into my Nearpod as individual slides. Give that a moment to load up there, and then once that's done, we're going to add also the comprehension question, one of the pages. Again, I'm just doing this as a light version of this just to give you the idea of how you can throw PDFs into Nearpod. All right, so that now loaded all of my unique learning story slides from the PDF into Nearpod, right? So now I can upload another file too. At the end, I want to upload the comprehension question page, just this one. I mean, I just took that one, and there it is right there. Now, if I was going to preview this, let's just preview this right now. It's just basically a slideshow of my unique learning in Nearpod. Now, you really wouldn't need to do that if that's all you were going to use this for, correct? So let's go out here. And what I want to do is change this last slide, and I want to convert it to a draw it activity. Why do I want to do that? Because I want the students to be able to annotate on there when they're engaging with this, okay? So I'm going to preview this again. And now you'll notice on the last slide, the toolbar on the bottom comes up. So if you send this link to a student to do this activity, they can now interact. They can now choose a pen and mark answers on here, circle, add text. It's kind of like Kami, if you remember Kami, K-A-M-I, that we used over remote learning. It allows students to do that. So now what you have here is an entire slideshow of your unique learning activity that you uploaded into Nearpod as a PDF. You converted the comprehension page into a draw activity so the students can interact with it that way. And now you can also add in, I'm going to add a slide. You can add in more content. So you could add a video about the unique learning book. You could add your own text slide or images or audio. You could add content from the web as a slide to enhance the unique learning activity. Or you can add other activities to the Nearpod slides. So let's go in and look at a couple of these. So we already added the draw it activity. We turned a worksheet into an annotatable worksheet. Let's go into matching pairs. So it asks you can add a pair here for the students to do. Now you can add images or you can add text. Now you could screenshot all of the pictures in the book and make a matching activity that way. Or you could do text matching or whatever you might want to do. So I'm going to just do one here. I'm going to put laws keep you safe. School zone, and this is just stuff from the book. Slow down. I'm going to hit done and save. So here now again is my PDF of unique learning. It's in here. I got all of my pages. I can delete that one. I think I duplicated that. There's my draw it. There's a Nearpod activity I added into the slideshow that the students can do. Let's preview it again. So here's where they can interact with that page. And then it takes you to the other activity. So this is the pairs, so school zone, slow down, gives you the feedback, laws keep you safe. So again, the main point here is that you can take an activity as a PDF, upload it to Nearpod, add make any of the pages draw it pages so they can be annotated, or add any of the other content to enhance the PDF, like videos, or add more engaging activities to the PDF, to add matching pairs, questions, quizzes, and things like that to enhance the content. Now remember, this is your free teacher license. You get about 100 megabytes free. Each activity will end up being about 5 or 6 if you don't put many videos in it. So if you get to be too many activities, we obviously won't be paying for the subscriptions to this, so you can just delete activities or save them off of your computer to free up space online for these. So how do you share activities with students? So they can engage with them? I'm just going to put test for this after I save it, and it's going to bring me back to my main page. If I want students to engage now with this activity, I have a couple of different ways I can do it. I can play this on the smartboard in the classroom, just as I would be looking at it on my computer, and have the students engage with it that way, or on a MacBook computer. There's a Nearpod app for the iPad to do it on also. I can select live participation. Live participation generates a code that I would give to my students. They would enter it in join.nearpod.com. Live participation means they will see the slideshow on their page as I go through it. So they will not be able to advance the slides until I advance them. Nice thing about that too, if they get to a draw it page, I can see in real time what they're doing. So if you shared this with a student over a Google Meet, you could then see in real time what they're annotating, what they're circling, what they're answering on their side. Okay. I can also share it as a student paced activity. And the student paced would simply mean that the student would then go to the activity anytime they want and engage with it. I wouldn't see the real-time feedback of it, but I could see it afterwards. And then they would go just enter this code, join.nearpod.com. So again, This is just a brief tutorial to show you what Nearpod is. We've talked about it a couple times prior to this. Again, it's a place you can upload PDFs to or create slides from scratch in, and then enhance the slides with content like audio and video, or enhance the slides with interactive activities that you can use then and share with the students. Great for remote learning. You can share it multiple ways. They are free accounts, but do not ever attach Nearpod either to Drive files or upload Drive files to Nearpod, as that will give illegal permissions from our end for privacy practices. This Tech in 10 was solely intended to get you some information on Nearpod. We can get deeper into it if it's something you want to use, but get in and check it out and play around with it. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.